Have you been thinking about getting involved in Airbnbs recently? If so, this video is for you. Hello there, Luke here, and welcome to the Viking Boys. So lately I've been having quite a few people reach out about Airbnbs. What is the best route to go? Are they a good deal? Can I make serious money off them? The answer is yes. I'm going to show you the exact route that Jake and I take when buying a property for an Airbnb. This specific property started off as a wholesale. From a wholesale, we usually decide whether we want to flip it or not. But once we kind of got going in the construction and the renovation part of this project, we decided that we wanted to keep this one as an Airbnb. We had originally planned on putting about $30,000 into this property, and we ended up sinking about $60,000 into it. If you know, when you come across an older property, a lot of times it ends up being a money pit. So we ended up having to do the ceilings, the AC, the roof. We had to do the walls were old wood paneling. So we really truly needed to do everything. From flooring, to kitchen to bathroom, all the way to the electric and the plumbing. When you start getting down to those types of details and picking absolutely every finish of a property, you kind of start falling in love because you are the one that picked everything out. For this specific property, it didn't exactly hurt that it was a cute little cabin way up in the tall pines in the forest. When looking for a good Airbnb, there are a few things that I highly recommend. One of them is make sure you're getting a deal when you first buy the property. Don't get me wrong, you could do well on an Airbnb off of an MLS deal or something on the market. But if you can make sure that you buy that property at a deeply discounted price, you're gonna do much better on the project. Number two, make sure you do your research and make sure you're in a good Airbnb market. You don't wanna buy a property down in Juarez over by the border. You don't want any run-ins with the cartel right now. Number three, make sure you have a good contractor that you can trust to do the work that you're looking for. Number four, if your finishes look like something out of a home and garden magazine, you're probably on the right track. As this should go without saying, but make sure that before you buy the property that you even can Airbnb. There are many condos and townhomes that you're not even able to do less than say 30-day to 90-day stays, short-term stays. So just make sure that you do your research again and that you're able to Airbnb before you buy. All right, let's head on over to the whiteboard and I'll break down our deal. All right, let's break these numbers down. So this project we're going to call Smoke Eye. It's the name of the street. All right, so we had $150,000 purchase price. We had a $60,000 renovation. And for holding costs and closing costs on the project, it equaled about $10,000, give or take right around there. So closing costs, so this total right here is $220,000. So this right here, this is your number to keep in mind. That's the important number. $220,000 is what we are all into this project. Many of you may be familiar with the BRRRR method. This is what Jake and I use to buy all of our Airbnbs as well as our long-term holds. So it is for buy, renovate, rent, refi, and repeat. All right, so when we refied on the property, we had an appraisal done. The appraisal came in on the cabin at $295,000. So what they will do is they will give you a loan. At the time for us, they give us a loan at 75% of the value. So 75% of that $295 comes out to $221K and change. So this number right here is what they're willing to give us a loan for. And this number right here is what we're all out on the project on. So we are actually walking with about $1,000 on the project. That's after it is fully renovated and everything. So you can see why this is the best route to go right here when buying this way. Ultimately, we are buying a $295,000 house. We're walking into about $74,000 of equity, and we are truly all into it at $220,000. It's a pretty great deal. So I just broke down one side of it for you, and now I'm going to break down the cash flow side of it. So my wife Sage and I purchased this property from Jake and I through Viking. We had wanted a cabin in the woods for quite some time, and it just ended up being a perfect fit for us. So I'll show you what the numbers are looking like on a monthly basis for Airbnb. Our loan is on $220,000. So on this number, our payment is $1,250 per month. mortgage. And then our expenses, which is gonna be water, trash, internet, power, all that stuff, is right in the ballpark of about $350. And then the big one is cleanings. So you have to make sure you have a good cleaner as well, because this is extremely important. This is a big one for your reviews. If you want to get 5-star reviews, make sure you have a good cleaner. So cleaning, we spend anywhere from $800 to $1,000, just depending on how many stays we have per month. So let's just go ahead and say $900. And so altogether, we're looking at, so $2,500 is what we have to clear every month to clear a profit. Through this year, we've been averaging about $5,500 a month. Take away our expenses of the $2,500, and you are clearing $3,000 per month times 12, and you are looking at adding $36,000 to your income on a yearly basis. This is by one Airbnb. Imagine what's gonna happen when you have 10. Guys, what Airbnbs can truly provide for you is freedom. My wife and my kids and I, it is our favorite time to go up to the cabin. We just block off a few dates and we have our own little vacation rental up in the woods. Get to run away to anytime, life gets crazy and that the city is just kind of taking us over. And hey, who doesn't like adding $36,000 to their income off of a fun little cabin? So the cabin is pretty much finished. We furnished it over the weekend. Stayed here the last 2 nights. Got it ready to where we wanted it to be. We did all brass finishes in the kitchen. To the back deck here. Brought the pups up. We had a fire last night. It was wonderful. Got the game ready to go. Viking game starts in about 30 minutes. Living room. We did a lot of TNG. Brooklyn's hanging out right now. Just the back deck. Stacey loves it. So, going to the master here.
He's completing 72% of his passes, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, only 3 sacks. And I give credit to John Harbaugh.
Here's the bunk beds that we're gonna. So if you're thinking about buying an Airbnb, I highly recommend it. Just do a little bit of research. If you have any questions or any concerns, feel free to reach out. I'm right here for you. Be sure to like and subscribe right here. Till next time. Later.